Hello, hello, hello. It's Keita Williams back from technical difficulties. Do we have audio? Because technology is playing games today. I love how my headset worked perfectly the last three calls. Do we have audio? So good. If you stuck with us through the technical difficulties, bless your sweetheart. Thank you so much. You can hear me. Thank you. So good. So good. All right, y'all. Oh, so good. So for the month of February, right? I'm Keita Williams. I am the founder and chief strategist of Success Bully. Success Bully is an elite accountability practice, so that makes me your personal professional butt kicker. And so thank you for joining us. For the month of February, we wanted to focus in on falling more in love with your side hustle. Especially now that, it feels like every time I go on LinkedIn, we're seeing another announcement of layoffs. It's constantly in the news cycle about these big organizations letting people go. So if you have been on the fence about starting a side hustle, if you've been on the fence about scaling your side hustle, if you've been you one foot in, one foot out when it comes to your business, if you're looking for a sign, this is it. This is it. And so we've been talking the whole month about the idea of falling more in love with your side hustle. Hence, it's Valentine's Day tomorrow. Hearts and loves to all. And so part of falling more in love with your side hustle, just like any relationship, is you have to invest time into it. You have to make it a priority, right? We have to make it a priority. And so I wanted to just kind of give you a few tips on how you can do just that. How to really here at Success Bully, we do not call it time management. We don't call it time management. We call it ruling your time. And the reason why we time management implies that it has a choice. It implies that it can call in sick. It can be laissez-faire, right? Whereas when you rule your time, what you say goes. It follows your orders. It doesn't get away from you. You hold it in the highest regard as a non-renewable resource, right? And so here are a few things, and I've done this. I've been I started my business, worked full time, had a lot of other obligations outside of my 9 to 5, and still was able to scale out of corporate. And so I'm going to share with you a few tips that to help you kind of wrap your arms around uh, how you approach time and why it's important to hold it in the highest regard. So I think the first thing I want to say is if you tell yourself right now that you are too busy, you're too busy to build your business. You're too busy for your coaching practice. You're too busy for your consulting. You're too busy to do those workshops. You're too busy to reach out to people, to follow up. You're too busy. You're too busy. You're too busy. What I want to say is this: that is a not truth, and that is a story you're telling yourself. That's not true. That's a not truth, and that's a story you're telling yourself. The truth is, the facts are, you have not prioritized it. You haven't made it a priority. Just like with dating. If someone hits you with the "I've been so busy, I could not return your text messages," or "I've been so busy, I haven't made time to talk to you, spend time with you." Now, you weren't too busy. It wasn't a priority. It wasn't a priority. We all have different priorities. What's important to me may not be that important to you. It's important for me to get my eyebrows done and to get my nails done and to keep my hair fresh. That's important to me. Someone else may not care. pre-ordering a shade of lipstick before it sells out. That's important to me because I want that shade of lipstick. That might not be important to somebody else. So I prioritized setting an alarm to get my lipstick. It was important to me. And so the first thing I want you to suspend is the notion of being too busy, right? You're not too busy. You just haven't prioritized it. One of my favorite stories, and it might be folklore, I think it's true, is the idea that before Toni Morrison became Toni Morrison, she used to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning to write before she went to work. She made it a priority. Now, I'm not suggesting y'all get up at 3 in the morning, but if you really want to do something, you'll figure it out. You'll prioritize it. You'll make a way for it. And so I want you to let's start there. And so let's suspend the idea that you're too busy. Let's suspend the idea that you have too much on your plate. Let's suspend the idea that, it's work is just taking over my life. You let it, right? So let's prioritize your side hustle differently. And so the first thing, I want you to get rid of that I'm too busy thing, because that's not true. That's a not truth, and that's a story. It's an excuse, or if you don't want to call it an excuse, it's you may be rationalizing why you're not further along in your business, right? So you're not too busy. You're not too busy. You're not too busy. Just prioritize it. So here are some hacks that I implemented when I was working full time and scaling successfully. And when I say I was working full time, I was doing 60 plus hours a week with an international comms team, plus successfully, plus the podcast, plus the speaking, plus all the other things. Okay. So, what I want to suggest to you first is to have a weekly routine. And what I suggest for those weekly routines is time to plan and time off. So what I did, and I still do this, it has long outlived me leaving corporate, and I used to have CEO Sundays. So I would spend a couple hours on Sunday planning for the week. And so that was looking at my work calendar, looking at my Success Bully calendar, getting my stuff in order in terms of meal prep, getting clothes together, that sort of thing, going, okay, well, if I have to speak on Thursday, I better order stockings or I better make sure I got some pantyhose. We can't show up bare leg for that, so thinking ahead, so that I was being kind to my future self. So I had a weekly planning session where, I would review what I did last week. I would think about what I'd have coming up and just planning accordingly, right? Planning accordingly, making sure that I was as prepared as possible for the week. I knew what to expect, taking hold of my week as opposed to letting the week get away from me, looking up and it's the end of the week and we've done nothing to move the business forward, right? So I had a weekly planning session. Also, plan your time off. I think, yes, everybody should have a vacation. Yes. Yes, by all means, go on vacation. But there also should be time between work and your side hustle and your family, that just time where you're not working. And so what I would do, just like having that CEO Sunday, so I had those few hours that I was planning, I did nothing work related or Success Bully related from Friday night until 2 p.m. on Sunday. Or like I would have like I try to keep Saturdays free, or it was like I wouldn't do anything all day Saturday until that 2 p.m. on Sunday. So like I had little bit of time free. If it was a particularly busy week or there was a lot happening, it'd be like 2 p.m. I'd work Saturday morning, take Saturday afternoon off, and then get back to work at 2 p.m. on Sunday. But anyway it goes, what I'm saying to you is plan a pocket of time where you're not working on work or your business, and have that kind of be like a weekly thing, so that you can go to brunch, or you can run some errands, or you can spend some time with your sweetie, or some uninterrupted time with the family. Plan those. So week to week, you have that downtime. And it doesn't have to be on the weekends. You could have a day in the middle of the week. You have Wednesday night. You don't do anything work related or business related, whatever works for you. But have weekly downtime and have that weekly planning session. Now, I would suggest have that planning session at the start of the week, but that's subject. If your Sundays are crazy, that is subject to what works best for you. But have something that you're doing every week to get yourself together, right? Because if you are burning the midnight oil from sun up to sundown, eventually you will burn out, right? So, weekly routine. So, planning sessions, time off, or even just, maybe you have a pre-pandemic, we CEO Sunday, a few friends would come over, a few of my entrepreneur friends would come over, and we would work together. So, it doesn't have to be a solo activity that way, but it was a routine that I still carry with me. I still have CEO Sunday on Sunday. I still am very, very clear that I do not work on Saturday. I don't care what's going on. I need at least one day where I'm not doing anything work related, right? And so that have a weekly routine, so you so that it becomes more of a default. So okay, my weeks go so much better my when I have my CEO Sunday. I feel so much more prepared when I have given myself that grace and space. You know what I mean? I feel so much more prepared, and I feel like I'm owning the week instead of reacting to it. The second thing, if you let's say you have 10 hours, you're spending 10 hours on your business, 10 hours a week, which is less than most people watch television a week. Okay. Um, and you have this finite amount of time. I want you to prioritize when you look at that chunk of time. I want you to prioritize what I like to call as your money making activities. Do those first. Do those things that make you money. So now, if you already have clients, prioritize the people that have paid you or are paying you, right? Then I would think about your outreach, your business development, your follow-up calls, booking those consults. Those are things that drive your business forward, right? So rather than kind of focusing on choreography for your next TikTok or whatever, I would focus on those things that shorten the distance between you and the cash. We want to shorten the distance between you and the cash, right? So focus on those first. So like if you have no clients right now, you're just starting your business, or you had a little bit of a lull, and now you're circling back to your business, right? You're circling back to it, or you're picking it back up, right? It's been a few twists and turns. It's been a few twists and turns. If you have 10 hours, 8 of those hours should be money making activities, and 2 hours should be um admin, right? If you have a couple clients, then it's more of a 50-50 split. So 50% of your time is serving your clients, the other time is getting new clients, focusing on those money making activities, right? And so you kind of have to kind of shift it a little bit. So like at this point, 80% of my time is serving clients. 20% of my time is business development and managing the team. And so it's shifted for me. But if you have no clients, 80% of your time should be those money making activities. So if you have a finite amount of time, focus on the cash first. Ask yourself as you're sitting at your desk or your kitchen table or on your couch with your laptop in front of you, whatever you're working on right this second, is it going to make cash? Because I think where I see a lot of entrepreneurs get frustrated, they're doing all the things. They're doing all the things. They're spinning around doing all the things. They're trying to write a blog. They're hosting a podcast. They're posting on social media 7 times a day, and they're doing all of these things, and they forget to actually have conversations with their ideal client, or forget to extend an invitation to book a consult call, or like spend all this time on looking like they're in business as opposed to actually doing business. Okay, I'm gonna say that one more time. Spending all this time looking like you're in business instead of actually doing business. And so I want you to really think about those money. Are you using your time for its highest good? What's the highest good? If you don't have any clients, your highest good is getting more clients. If you do have clients, your highest good is serving clients and getting more clients, right? If you have a whole lot of clients, your highest good is serving those clients and managing your team to get more clients, right? So since I've left corporate, I work less hours. I work fewer hours than I ever had in my adult life. And I'm way more effective. And I'm not tired. I'm not grumpy. I very rarely fuss about work. Very rarely. So, you know, I know what moves the business forward. So therefore, I focus on that when I'm not serving the clients. It's not hard. It's not complicated. It's real easy. Shorten the distance between you and the cash. Shorten the distance between you and the cash. And then the final thing I want to say to you in terms of ruling your time as a side hustler, get help. Get help. Get help. Don't try to do everything by yourself. Don't try to figure everything out by yourself. Don't try to be all things to all the people. That is a recipe for stunted growth in your business. That's a recipe for being exhausted and not seeing the results. So when I say get help, I say maybe it's time to get get a virtual assistant to work with you a few hours a week. Some of them have really low minimums, you know, and just get yourself untangled from some of the admin. Free up more of your time to do more of those money making activities. Or use technology. Leverage technology to help you. So we've been using Get Munch, and we're repurposing our weekly live stream and creating more content using one large piece of content. So we're using technology to help us repurpose our content so that we're not spending endless time on content every week. So you can use technology. There's so many tools out there. There's all these different AI. Use technology. So get yourself a person or get some technology. And if it really is, if it's a mindset thing, if you don't have a game plan, if you're not sure the next step and you don't want to spend a bunch of time trying to figure it out on your own, get a coach. Get a coach. Get a coach. You can stay stuck, or you can work with somebody that has been there, done that, that has expertise, that can help move you along and save you so much time and energy. Because I think when your business is still in that shifting from the hobbyist part-time to taking up more space and hitting those real numbers, you know, You can do that a lot faster when you know the next logical step. I think we can get in our own way, especially as novice entrepreneurs or emerging entrepreneurs. You can get your own way, it's stay stuck and eventually give up. Or, tucker yourself out, spin around, overthink it, which is a hyperachiever byproduct of being a hyperachiever, is that overthinking and staying in your own head and not taking action. Get a coach, get some help. So, just to recap, when we're talking about ruling our time as entrepreneurs, emerging entrepreneurs, side hustlers, and take this with you into if you're transitioning into your business full time, weekly routine. Have a weekly planning session, have designated time off every week where you're not touching work your business. It will help you come back to work with both your job and your business with fresh perspective. Second, when you are working on your business, focus on those money making activities. Don't over rotate on the things that there's no cash at the end of it. Money making activities. If you are not sure what those are, reach out. My team will help you identify money making activities for your business. Okay. And then finally, get help. Get help. Get a virtual assistant to help you out a few hours a week, or get some technology to support you with automation, whether that is automating your lead generation, whether that is automating your onboarding, whether that is using tools to help you with your content. And if you are stuck, in your mindset, if you're stuck when it comes to strategy, or if you're overthinking, if you're spending more time thinking than doing, find a coach. Find a coach. Find a coach. Find a coach. And I think that that's an excellent segue here. Excellent segue for me to say to you, I cannot leave this live stream without telling you two things. The first thing is that we have reopened the doors to the Exit Strategy Academy, and that is our flagship group coaching program, which is for our part-time and emerging entrepreneurs that are coaches or consultants. I would like to say in that expertise business where you have a skill set that you are selling to others, not necessarily, we don't really dwell on product or software solutions, that kind of stuff. We are more so that the consultants, the coaches. And so if you are serious about, trying to build your business so that you can attract clients consistently, so that you can bid farewell to your corporate job, so you can hit those 6 figures, so you have those consistent 5-figure months, I really want you to reach out and schedule a consultation call. Book a call with us, because we have designed this program from the space of what I wish existed when I started my business and I was working full time. We are working with you over a year. So like the program is a year-long interactive mentorship and coaching. And when I say it's coaching, it is not a online course with some calls that you are never going to be able to make. Calls at 11 o'clock in the morning when y'all all got jobs. We don't do that here. We don't do that here. So what we'll help you with in the Exit Strategy Academy is shifting your money mindset, helping you create a high ticket offer for a high ticket client. We'll help you build those habits around your work, so you know what to do, so you can leave full time. Clearly understand the revenue you need to bring in to leave corporate with a pay raise. I will help you with your lead generation, strengthening your sales skill set, and developing an offer ladder so that you can take your clients from point A to point B to point C. And we'll help you develop those systems, right, that you can scale out of your corporate job. And so from our team, you can expect 2 live coaching calls every week. So you're going to talk to me every week. We have office hours with our lovely coach in residence, Coach Gigi, where you can bring any of your questions to get those answered. And we honor the fact that you're working. Our calls are scheduled at 4:30 Pacific time. So that's 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. So you don't have to worry about sneaking off in the hallway or sneaking out to your car to be on the coaching call. So if you want to hear more about the Exit Strategy Academy, reach out. You can book a call at successbully.com/call. And if you are, aside from the Exit Strategy Academy, if you're saying to yourself right now, "Ooh, I don't know what my money making activities are, or I'm not exactly sure how to prioritize my time with all of the things that are going on," I want you to also book a strategy session. And you can do that at successbully.com/call. So once again, I am Keita Williams. I am the founder and chief strategist of Success Bully. Listen, stop playing. Let's make 2023 your best year yet in your business. Let's take charge. Let's reach out our hands and grab our destiny. All right, y'all? I look forward to talking to you next week.